What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to Not Your Father's Games. Today, I got something for you. This is a video I've wanted to make for a while. Because if you play World of Warcraft like I do, when you're not raiding, when you're not doing mythics, what are you doing? More than likely, you said mount farming. I, myself, am also a mount farmer. So, today, we're going to talk about my top five favorite mounts in the World of Warcraft. Let's get it. So, starting off at number 5, we got our man, Bruteboy. Okay? He is a little crocodile dude. He is awesome. I love him. He is scaly and spiky in all the ways. And when he runs, his little butt jiggles. And I find that hilarious. And when he jumps weird. I can't explain it. I just love it. He's a great mount. He's cool as heck. How do you get him, you might ask yourself? Brawler's Guild questline. That's it. Really easy mount to get. Really not hard. Now, setting at number 4 is the original shop mount. The Sparkle Pony. The Celestial Steed. Why do I like this mount? It's going to sound weird, right? A Swift Spectral Tiger or any Spectral Tiger is going to cost you a minimum millions and millions of gold, okay? It is what it is. I like the spectralness. I think he looks awesome. And when I got him, which is literally the day he came out, I knew that I was never going to get a Spectral Tiger or a Swift Spectral Tiger, even though I spent way too much money on the trading card game. It's besides the point. So I said, screw it. Next best thing, Sparkle Pony. And it just so happens to be my niece's favorite mount. She loves the Sparkle Pony. When she comes over and hangs out and we play games and we play Warcraft, we have to ride the Sparkle Pony. If I don't ride the Sparkle Pony, I get yelled at by a 3-year-old. And that's a negativity I don't need in my life. And plus, even though she's only 3, bro, she's hurtful. She's a savage. So number 4, Sparkle Pony. Now, number 3, my friends, is Mimran's Head. Drops off Yogg in Ulduar. Now, back in the day, I saw this mount drop once in Wrath. When I played, I saw it drop once. Somebody else got it, of course, because RNG gods are never on John's side. So, even running Ulduar when it was current content and after, this mount took me, like no joke, 8 years of solid farming. Now, I did not use all of my other characters to farm Ulduar, because as much as I love that instance, and it's one of my favorites, that'll make a man go insane. Just having like characters parked everywhere to go farm mounts, I ain't about that life. So it took me 8 years. You could probably get it a lot quicker if you have good RNG luck. Go run it now. You could probably get it. I just don't like farming on multiple characters, even though I have 4 level 60s. All I play is my priest. It is what it is, right? So, number 3, Mimran's Head. Now we're getting to the real nitty-gritty, boys. Number 2 and number 1. Number 2 is a mount recently added. Well, not recently, but last expansion at least. And it's the Junk Heap Drifter. If you don't know how to get this mount, it's off of Rustfeather, a rare spawn out in Mechagon. Fun story about this mount. The one time that RNG has ever been on my side, I was out in Mechagon on my Druid in BFA. And I was just kind of flying around. And lo and behold, I saw all these people in this one tree spot just sitting there chilling. I was like, what are they doing? So, of course, I whisper to somebody that was there. I'm like, what are you guys farming? Because you see a big group of people, they're farming something, right? And sure enough, get a whisper back. Oh, yeah, there's a rare that spawns here. It'll be up in about 5 minutes. It drops them out. I'm like, oh, cool. What's the drop chance on it? Is it like, you know, really high? Really low? What's the deal? And then some people said they weren't even sure it existed because Wowhead didn't even have it on their loot table for the boss until recently, and it had it at a really, really low drop chance. I was like, okay, I had a quest over there. So I figured, I'd wait around and kill this freaking bird. And sure enough, my first ever kill of Rust Feather yielded me this sweet, sweet mount. This is my go-to mount for BGs, right? Because it's not a flying mount. Or if I'm riding around the Shadowlands, because we currently don't have flying. If I'm riding around the Shadowlands, because we don't have flying, I use it all the time. I love this mount. It's so weird. It's so cool. And when you stop and you press your little space bar, all your mounts have little animation. He spins. Ready? Blam. Yeah. Yeah, dude. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Okay, I don't want to get copyright stricken. This was hard. Not really. It wasn't hard. This mount here, I farmed for over a decade. It was the original mount that got me into mount farming, going out and getting all my favorite little mounts. It was the one that got me on this track of constantly farming mounts. And this is the one that caused me to go insane. And there's a cool story behind it also. And that is, without further ado, boys and girls, the Lich King steed himself, Invincible, is number one. Now, I farmed this mount for well over 10 years, since it was current content. When I was running it on Heroic with my guild back then, on my priest, yeah, like we ran that crap weekly. Never saw it drop. Ever. We thought it was before they brought in, it was before Blizzard brought out the Dungeon Journal. We weren't even sure the thing dropped, and you have to be, of course, on Heroic or no pony for you, okay? So, of course, 25-man, Heroic, boom, Invincible's reigns. Now, the story behind this one is, you guys know I have a niece and nephew. I have Dylan and I have Madison. Dylan's 6, Madison is 3. So, I kind of got them into Warcraft a little bit, right? So that when they come over to Uncle Jono's, they get to play Warcraft, right? And the way that I do it, because they don't really understand, all the buttons and, all the different abilities. So I basically use these children as my personal little mount farmers, right? Meaning I put them on a max level character. And at the time, it was my hunter. I put them on a max level character and would throw them at heroic raids. Everything. Just all the thing. They wanted to play. Okay, here you go. Go do Heroic Firelands. Here you go. Go do Heroic ICC. So it's one of those days. I give them Heroic ICC. My nephew and my niece are watching, right? My nephew's playing. My niece is watching. I'm chilling, doing something else, just kind of watching them. And, he goes through, my nephew kills the Lich King, who is his favorite World of Warcraft villain. That's right. We're raising him right over here. And he says nothing, right? And he says, Uncle Jono, I'm done. Okay. All right. Let's go sell your stuff and we'll let you go do another one. You want to go do Firelands, right? You want to kill Rag? Yeah, Uncle Jono, I want to kill Rag. Okay. Sure enough. So I take over. Hop on our trusty Expedition Yak. Continue. I have an add-on that vendors, things for you. So it vendors all the grays and all that stuff, and all the stuff below item level, whatever. And I noticed that there was one thing left in that bag. Sure enough, Invincible's reins was in there. Now, when I tell you, I screamed like a little girl. I freaked out. Now, when I tell you I've farmed this mount for over a decade, I mean it. I farmed that thing for over a decade. Not only that, once it was no longer current content, probably around Mop, maybe? Mop? Yeah, it was probably Mop. I had parked 5 characters over there. So I was running this stuff like 6 times a week trying to get this dang thing to drop. Never would. Never would. Sure enough, nephew comes over, gets it on his first try. I was so mad. I was angry as crap. What's cooler about this mount is the description. The famous steed of Arthas Menethil, who serves its master in life and in death. Riding him is truly a feat of strength. Now, if you don't know the whole story behind Invincible, go watch any lore video you can find on Lich King. Noble does one that's really, really good. Haruma does one that's super good. Type in Arthas did nothing wrong. That's a good one. That explains what happened to Invincible. It's amazing. Go watch it. Good stuff. Now, with that being said, YouTube, if this is your first time on the channel, consider throwing me a like and a subscribe. It really, really means a lot. Helps me out. Drives me to make more videos. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you guys continue to have a great rest of the year. Remember, my friends, you are loved. Always. My name is John. This is Not Your Father's Games. I'm out.